You're listening to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, the podcast, with your host, Michael Weber.
Hey, what up?
And with him, usually, Kevin Bratu.
Pretty much every time, or we can't do it.
How you doing, Mike? Here we are.
We're back in the saddle
Back
again.
in the saddle, yes. Welcome
Yeah.
to the show. This podcast here is actually a redo of the one we did a couple weeks ago, plus some more stuff for you. We had a few technical difficulties and had an echo there. So if you happen to not be hearing good audio, you need to let us know.
Yeah, tell us. If
Yeah.
it sounds like we're in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, let us know.
But we think we figured it out, and we've corrected that for this episode.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show. Yes, Season 3, Episode 14, and it is the 15th of August. Mike?
Sure. Yeah, we're halfway through this thing. We have blown through this
I can't believe
month
it. Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Bam.
Time has gone by very, very quickly, and we have a feature-packed show just because we have so much information from the last time, plus the new stuff that we're just going to kind of dive right in here. So
yeah, let's just dive in. Well, what have you been doing this week? What did you do?
Nothing. That's been a pretty light week. Nothing new. Nothing very exciting. But we definitely want to tell people how to be part of the show. So here it is. Check this out, Mike. Now we're down in the lower left-hand corner there, and we can just kind of do our slides, and people can still watch us. So
Look at us. We're like an icon.
Yeah. Being part of the show is super easy, guys. All you have to do is, hey, there's a telephone, and call 541. You tell them the rest, Mike.
541-255-3665. Operators are waiting. And by that, I mean us.
Yeah.
And we might want to clarify for a lot of our younger viewers, that's what phones used to look like.
I know these rotary dial things are probably like, you guys serious? But I remember them, so that's kind of going to date.
Maybe the next time we do this, we put a regular cell phone before someone goes like, what is that thing? Is
Possibly.
that an iron with like a speed dial?
I did it on purpose. I thought it was a cool looking phone. So that's one of the ways, guys. Another way that you can contact us, a couple different things are the comments on Facebook and YouTube. So,
Facebook and YouTube. I'm looking at the Facebook post I just made saying, hey, we're live, just waiting on you to come and watch. So if you want to make a comment there, we'll talk about it.
Yep. Comments there and comments on YouTube will be included as part of the show. So if you have anything to say, please let us know. So moving on, a couple of things, another item of business is that if you happen to be watching on YouTube, which you probably are tonight,
pretty much.
This is the way that we would ask that you would hope to help us out is that subscribe button. And it's kind of like, here we go.
Click it.
Boop.
There it is.
There it is. That thing. Click it. Please.
Do it.
It totally unlocks like magic superpowers if we can get 1,000 people to do that.
You'll get a cape, and no, you won't. But it sounds cool, though. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that really helps us out if you would help us.
You won't get a Superman cape. You'll get a big black cape with an M on it for mugshots.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, this takes us really into our next segment, Mike. The one that I actually really hate to do. Because it hurts my ears.
Well, yeah, that, and it's like at the very end of this thing, I lose every time. There's no way. Can I have a pad and paper? No, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just go. Let's do this. These
It's the offenders, and since we had some downtime from our last podcast, and then because we had some technical difficulties, we actually have about kind of added up, Mike. It's about 8 weeks worth of people here. So keep track because you remember we're going to ask you at the end if you know how many.
Well, I know what the viewers would guess right now. So in other words, you've got like 6,000 of these people because they swear there's like there every day, and it's getting close to every day.
It feels that way. I really can't blame people for feeling that way. So let's do it this way. We'll go ahead and put us down here in the lower left here, and then we'll move on.
We are.
Yeah. And
well, let's see what we got.
Yeah, these are the failure to report. So, guys, these are the people that actually have already been convicted, and now they are back in because of other things. So either they just didn't report, or they did something else, and then that caused the failure charge to appear as well. So
they didn't stay home. But at any rate, let's go look at these people.
Yeah, all right. We literally have to power through these things.
We do. So we're sorry. You can play this back later in slow motion to see who they are.
Brett Winton, Rodrigo Lambert, failure to report as a sex offender.
Felony.
Yeah. Failure to report also Eric Israel Rodriguez. He also has other charges. Go ahead and list those off if you would, Mike.
Unauthorized use motor vehicle, assault 4th degree, felony. That means that it had to do with a family member. Burglary in the 1st degree. There's a big felony. Menacing, misdemeanor, strangulation, felony. Parole violation. Really? You think that list is a parole violation? But anyway, let's just
stay home, Eric. Yeah.
Go.
Michael Anthony Gaudet, also a failure to report as a sex offender, misdemeanor charge. You take this one, Mike. Michael Maurice
Schwamelin. Oh, he's always in here. I mean, every other week. We don't even need to talk about him. He's in here all the time.
Austin Allen Long, also carrying a concealed weapon, possession of a knife, it looks like, criminal mischief, failure to report, and theft. Also,
stay home, Austin.
Devin Michael Olin, failure to report as a sex offender, a couple of misdemeanor charges in there. On to Richard Dean Taylor. So, he actually, his photo, they don't even post that anymore. So we just had to grab a photo from before.
He's literally been arrested, I don't know, 60 times this year.
I know. Criminal trespass, failure to report, sex offender report, blah, blah, blah. And here he is again. I added him in there. Boom. He's on this day here.
He gets
criminal
arrested
trespass.
again.
Yeah, so he's been in here. He's a regular guy. Probably mental health issues there, guys.
Yeah, we're not making fun of this guy, but
that's probably why they're not even showing his picture anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, Michael Maurice
Schwamelin, here he is again. We already did him.
Pissed off. Well, we did but that was on our failed podcast that we couldn't. Yeah. So,
but still, here he is doing the same stuff.
Yeah, pissed off look there, man. Oh shit.
As mad as he is, it reminds me of a lyric. As mad as he is still just a rat in the cage.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Anyway, let's go. Let's move
on to Thomas Gerald Berry. A standing pillar of the community, criminal trespass, failure to register as a sex offender,
warrant only,
unlawful possession of methamphetamine.
I never would have guessed. Next,
Alexander Michael Harrelson, failure to report as a sex offender. I'm going to give you the next one, Mike.
Here we go. Jason Dean Bolt. Let's see. Unlawful delivery of methamphetamines. Felony for all those that think meth's legal now. Yeah, whatever. Failure to report as sex offender, misdemeanor. Unlawful delivery of methamphetamine.
Maybe he should have bolted, Mr. Bolt.
Should have stayed at home behind the bolt.
Barry Alvin Schneider, also a failure to report as a sex offender and probation violation.
I think you had it right in the first place. Failure. Next.
Yeah, he's a failure.
Yeah, next.
Damian Dalton, and so he didn't have a photo either, and I grabbed this one from a different,
I think that's Jackson, isn't it?
Yeah. So, look at all those charges, Mike.
Yeah, look at those charges.
Disorderly conduct, driving under the influence, and then his failure to report, possession of weapons, interfering with a peace officer, reckless driving, theft in the 2nd degree, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, all in a day's work, I guess, right?
Stay home, Damien. Hopefully that's in another state.
Geez, yeah.
At any
rate. Michael Eric Tavernier, I'm going to go with.
Tavernier.
He also has failure to report and parole violation.
Jesus.
Yeah. Desiree. So our first female, is that?
Well, we've had them in here before.
I know, but far today. So you'll notice there's a very disproportionate number of. That says something. I don't know what it says, but very, very few females make our list.
They do, but yet here she is.
Failure to report.
Desiree.
Theft. So, and on to Benjamin Shelton McLaren, I'm going to say.
Yeah, just like the McLaren. It used to be for youth.
There you go. Yeah, I remember the McLaren Center, was it, or something?
Yeah, it was detention for children.
Yeah, parole violation Benjamin has there, and also the failure to report. And moving on. Are you keeping track, Mike? I hope you are.
You do this to me all the time. Hey, let me do this guy, because this guy's super
Go for it,
cool.
Mike. It's yours.
Alan Clayton Townsend, not related to anybody who may have played in the iconic band Who. He has harassment, reckless endangering, and theft separately, and we'll get to that later. He has failure to report as a sex offender, identity theft, felony, and parole violation. Alan? Well, we'll
You have
deal.
some words for Alan, do you?
I do. I have words for Alan, but we're going to wait. He's
Okay.
also in another segment.
Okay, we'll
move past-
we'll catch up with you, Alan.
Alan, we'll get back to you.
All right, moving on then. We have Terry Leroy Cassidy. Failure to report as a sex offender, also harassment on August 6th. This one's yours, Mike.
Oh, great. Jonathan Warren Underwood.
Sorry.
Underwood. Failure to
Slip of the tongue.
report. I know, I didn't even mean to. Failure to report. And here we go. Richard Scott Goulet. I know how to pronounce his name.
I think you did it right, Mike.
know
We're doing okay. We're on a roll tonight.
It is right. I think he used to race cars.
Yes. Failure to report as a sex offender. He's got a felony and a misdemeanor charge. Also parole violation and public indecency.
I think it's just for the mugshot.
I know, right? I was going to say, just being in public is probably all you have to do right there.
And he's smiling, but at any rate.
All right. Do you realize, Mike, that all those people there were just the people that had failed to report? Like, these are people that were already convicted.
They are sex
offenders.
Our next segment is people that
maybe, possibly.
They are innocent
never
until
know.
proven guilty, but the last batch, all guilty of being sex offenders.
So these guys still have to go to court for their charges, and we'll start here with Christopher Kyle Halford. Yes, he has a sex abuse charge, which is a felony.
Next.
David Anthony McCoy, also a sex abuse second-degree charge, felony. Next one's yours, Mike.
Next. Shane Kevin Maloney. Sex abuse first-degree felony. Sexual penetration first-degree felony. Sexual penetration first-degree felony.
Crazy.
Shane, I would say stay home, but you're going to get a new one.
Yeah. We have also Cody Glenn Whitman. Look at these charges. Display of sexual conduct, encouraging child sex abuse in the second degree, online sexual corruption of a child, prostitution, compelling, I don't even know exactly how all that works, purchasing sex with a minor, pretty much not good stuff, sex abuse, second degree, trafficking in person. This guy is a bad guy. All alleged charges, but like you don't get these kind of charges. Just
you don't
sitting there
just
twiddling your thumbs on the street corner.
You don't have a good job and take care of your family and keep your car up and your house up and get these charges. It's not an accident.
Not really.
No, I'll take this next one.
Go for it, Mike.
Because I can't pronounce his name. Hani Hassam Hemdan.
Probably.
He also has a co-defendant, which will be coming up next. But he has coercion, which is a felony. Give liquor minor intoxicated person, which means he gave it to a minor or an intoxicated person, or third choice minor that was intoxicated. Sex abuse third degree misdemeanor, sex abuse third degree misdemeanor, and the same charges two more times.
One only really actually need to start looking at these charges, and they can almost write the story. It's all right there.
Yeah. It's like he gave him
Starts
liquor.
with the liquor. Yep.
Then there was abuse, and then they didn't like it, and then there was coercion.
Yep.
And
And this is the co-defendant, Mike?
I believe so. It's been a while.
Okay. It's
not to
June
quote any
30th
songs,
is,
but it's been a while. So we have, I believe he is a co-defendant in this. I may be wrong.
Charges are very similar.
Andres Enrique Garcia Moncada.
Pretty good.
I'm going to give that. That was my best try.
Yep.
No matter what your charges are, but
it's not like we're trying to impress these people with our pronunciation of their names.
No, but we're also not trying to make fun of anybody's names.
Right. Yeah, we're trying to get it right. Yeah,
how they're pronounced, because there could be another person with the same name. So we're not actually trying to make it look bad because of that. We're just not that smart. But he has coercion, felony, giving liquor, minor intoxicated person, misdemeanor, rape, 1 first degree felony, sex abuse in the third twice, then strangulation, misdemeanor, display child sexual conduct, felony, and 2 more of those.
Mike, imagine, just for a moment, what would have happened if he had stayed home?
Well, looks like he should have stayed home a lot.
Yeah, totally. Richard Dallas Owens also has like 1,000 counts of encouraging child sex abuse. I think that's about 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this guy didn't get tried, but we're gonna. I can't verify that.
Okay.
So at any rate, let's move on.
Okay, David Allen Prophet.
Yes, and this is one of the 2 people. His girlfriend will be next, but they took her kids and ran off. This was a huge story. It's not even out of Lane County. They got caught in Lane County. I believe it's Multnomah County, and they're back up there, and Multnomah's dealing with them. But yeah, they're from the articles I've read, these people, any rate, I probably shouldn't say anything for legal reasons, but he's got rape 1, rape 2, sex abuse 1, sex abuse 1, sex abuse 1.
3 of them, jeez.
And this is all over the next person's children, if I remember right.
Okay, here we go.
And there she is, Jessica Lynn Johnson. Rape 1, rape 2, sex abuse 1, and 2 more sex abuse 1s.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah, so there'll be more on this as we learn, so in future podcasts we'll make sure to catch up on the stories.
Well, they've been caught before by other agencies.
Oh, have they? Yeah.
And let go. And I don't understand any of it. I mean, really? What? Nobody had rope?
Right, yeah.
Well, to
I
tie their, their cell doors shut, because, that's what rope's for.
Gotcha.
But anyway, let's move on.
On we go to Edward Gerard Fontaine, also felon in possession of weapons, online sexual corruption of a child, and a parole violation.
Yes, stay home, Edward. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Edward, here's Edward again, another one. Oh, my goodness. Edward Morgan Anderson, rape in the 1st degree, and once again, rape in the 1st degree. Let's just move on. I'm going to say something that's probably illegal or bad, or we'll get
possibly
tossed.
Like I'm just going to hypothetically just say that this guy is creepy looking.
It could be. We're saying that whatever we're looking at.
Don't know for sure, but hypothetically, this guy looks like.
And I got to put a little PSA out there that has nothing to do with this, but it does. People have noticed that I've said, hey, watch your words. Be careful in the group. We are sitting back here and looking at these people, and we are thinking the same things that you are.
Right,
but you have got to word things really well. I mean, I can't even say what you can't say, but you can say possibly a meat grinder and the suspect would be a good combination. That's something that Facebook won't remove. And I can't say what they won't, but
fortunately, we're just on YouTube tonight.
Yeah, well, let's keep moving on. Yeah. So we've just got these
this guy.
You're going to have to read it.
I've got. So he has so many charges. I had to scrunch him up, and whoops, we accidentally went backwards.
That's okay. Rape, liquor.
Tons of rape and tons of liquor and tons of abuse. Yeah. This guy is. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Let's say his name. I already did. I know Juan Carlos Alvarado, but in case nobody heard it before, that's the guy we're talking about. Okay, now moving on.
There he is. Now we're moving on.
All right.
Luis Miguel Estrada Robles.
That's about as close as I can get on that name.
Yeah, and I make fun of nobody with this same name. It's not about just because he's possibly a sex offender. But what has he got?
Luis has sex abuse charges. He has a sex abuse 1st degree and then 2 sexual penetration in the 2nd degree charges.
All measure 11.
Yeah. Nicholas William Smith Bedell. So July 15th, he was arrested for carrying concealed possession firearm, which is, what you do. And then contributing to a sexual delinquency of a minor, giving liquor to either a minor or an intoxicated person, reckless endangering, and some sodomy. So, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Waylon Daniel, that's an easy name, DeHaven. He has some sex abuse charges, 2 first-degree charges, and then 1 second degree. And then
I'm almost thinking he's a co-defendant in something, but oh my goodness, people, that last podcast kind of screwed us off.
It screwed us off. I like that terminology. We had so many, we thought we had a ton of these guys the last time, but now it's even more.
No,
Eli?
Eli Macias.
Macias?
Something, sex abuse 1,
Whoever the hell.
sodomy 1, and he's been in and out of the mugshots a bunch.
I've seen him, yeah.
He started out in Lane County Mugshots Uncensored with a parent saying that her child that she was struggling with had been found in a home with this guy, and they were, letting her drink.
Oh, gosh, I remember that.
And then he got arrested,
yep,
then he got arrested again and again. Hopefully, this was July 16th. Hopefully he's in prison. Anyway, let's move on for the love of
Jesus, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Martinez Cruz, kidnapping. First degree, second degree.
Wow.
Another first degree, and then 2 first degree rape charges. Do you know anything about that story?
I don't, but anyway, let's move on. Jesus Christ. Oh, Gary Dean Minton.
Online sexual corruption of a child.
I do know a bit about him. He was actually caught being online, and where I don't know. But he made conversation with what he thought was a under 14-year-old child. Decided he was going to meet her, and then jumped on his bicycle and went to go meet her, and found out it was cops. And so there he is.
I hate it when that happens.
I know, right? Look at his face. He's like,
oh crap! I got caught.
You teenagers. But at any rate, let's move on. Another guy that was caught the same way. Jason Benjamin Madden. And he didn't even look mad. He's just like, hey man, what's up, dude?
I got caught.
I know. I don't know. I'm just going to make fun of him. Just move on.
Online sexual corruption of a child. And then this guy.
Wow. Sexual penetration 1. And on. Jose.
Yeah, there's a story behind him. So he got caught on, I guess the Eugene police had contacted him on July 28th. That's the day he got caught, and he was being investigated already. So we know that happened. But basically, he was arrested in a case involving a female juvenile that was known to him. So this is a situation again with an underage person.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Stay in the big house.
Yeah, that one I would just put out real quick is that if you have any information, if you're watching tonight and you happen to know who this guy is or have any information, they would love to hear about that at EPD. The case number we got on that one is 21-10883, and if you have any info, you can give Jennifer Curry a call over at 541-682-5166, and that would help them out quite a bit with that case. So moving on, Mike, we also have Andre again.
Yeah, we've already had him
again. Is it like another charge? Same guy with a different charge?
Well, I think he got released and he came back in. So we'll skip him super quick and we'll go to this guy with the attitude. Check him out, Michael Lee Winfrey.
Oh, I didn't do it.
I know. Yeah.
Wasn't me.
I know.
It was the one-armed man.
I swear he's singing, the wind beneath my feet right now. But at any rate, he was caught in a sting that EPD put out. And I will mention that EPD puts this bait out there, but they don't initiate the contact with these people. These people initiate the contact, and they initiate
that's actually good
what they want to do.
That's actually good to know, because I would assume that some people might say that they were, what do they call that? Entrapment?
Entrapment.
Yeah. Different story here from what I gather. What you're telling me, Mike, is that these people kind of sought it out, and
they sought it out. They encouraged it, and they kept on it, and they're the ones that brought up the things that they would like to do later with the person.
Gotcha. Remember, these are all alleged charges, guys, and now on to
his last name is Rose.
Yeah, good luck.
That's what we get.
Yep.
Encouraging sex abuse, second degree. Same thing again. Failure to report as a sex offender, felony. Failure, misdemeanor, parole violation,
tampering with evidence. Jeez, yeah, like so.
I don't even know what that means. I do know what it means.
I bet I can guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say I'd like to come back to this guy someday. We'll follow up on this one because there's more to the story than what you're seeing there.
You bet.
Yeah.
I got to do this one. Richard
Definitely.
Chamberlain, not the actor. Richard Allen Chamberlain.
The Thornbirds. I remember Richard
I know,
Chamberlain.
the Thornbirds, yeah. Yeah, we're old. So
Yeah.
everybody else, there's like 20 and 30-year-olds out there going like, what are they talking about? But this guy, he's got an indictment now. Good job. But he also fell for the online deal. He tried to meet up with what he thought was a under 14-year-old child in real life.
So wait a minute, I'm sensing a theme here because I think that there's probably at least 3 or 4 of these slides that we've been through that involved some kind of setup.
Yeah.
For guys like this. So this really ought to be a clue. Like if you're out there and you're one of these guys, one of these people that would do this kind of thing, and you're watching this, well, don't fall for the scam, or maybe you should fall this.
Maybe what these people should do is get off the internet, stay at home,
stop doing the shit,
and quit trying to talk to little kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
On to. Are you keeping track, Mike?
I'm trying to. I think we're at like 700.
Stephen, yes, Alja Barber. Yes, sex abuse in the 1st degree and in the 3rd degree, and strangulation. Pillar of the community.
Stay at home.
Now this guy, sorry.
Yeah, we need to be careful with this guy because, first off, we posted it, and I was like, that's amazing that he has that first name. And then somebody admonished me.
Okay.
And said that I was making fun of a Native American name. With little work on Google, this really isn't even a Native American name. He is a Native American, but if you read on here, the most famous person that's ever used this changed their name to this, and their own father won't discuss their heritage. He's like, that's his problem. But it doesn't matter what this guy's name is.
Not really. What matters is what he did.
Yep. It doesn't matter what his heritage is. Yep. It doesn't matter what his name is.
Well, what did Pony Boy Gilbert do, Mike? I mean...
Well, he's got sex abuse in the 1st degree.
Like 1,000 charges.
He's got 5 of it here.
Yeah,
now
4, I think, 2, 3, 4, and then there's sodomy.
And sodomy. Now, these have been dropped down to 2 sexual abuse in the 1st degrees.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. And they are, when you read sex abuse in the 1st degree, predominantly this covers that it was a child under the age of 14. And these charges aren't from last month. These are some old charges. I believe they're both coincidentally for January 1st, and I think the reason they both say January 1st is the exact date isn't known. You're talking about someone who was 14. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, totally.
Didn't we already do this guy? We went backwards. Yeah. Or did he get in trouble
I
again?
think we did. I know sometimes we stomp on the table and we say, damn it.
I know, yeah.
Sometimes it changes the slide.
And there's Richard Chamberlain.
So let's go and get back to where we were. Vince Ellen Jakeman. Encouraging child sex abuse in the 1st degree. And I don't know why we don't have a photo of him. Oh, wait. There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Snag that.
From Arrest.org. Thank you, Arrest.org.
Yeah, I know. Where credit is due.
But it's an old one.
It is an old one. I snagged an old one, but it's better than nothing. So, and moving on, we also have... who is this guy, Mike?
Well, he looks like somebody
from
from
a Star Trek or
TV
something.
Show.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's
Daniel Albert Basler,
or somebody from the Abbott
online sexual corruption of a child, which is a felony.
Yeah.
Also moving on, we have Anthony John Melby.
Emphasis on the bye.
Bye.
Next guy. We need to just slow up on this guy for a second.
That's up to you, Mike. You're the star of the show. I'm just the guy running the slides. So
I'm not a star. Everybody hates me. But it's Frederick Gene Hendricks Jr. So he has one count of sexual online corruption of a child, which means he was online with either a child or someone he thought was a child and made plans, to meet them, and or was being very sexually graphic about things that they could do together, or graphic about his own body parts that are sexual.
So, in other words, the kind of guy that would be like the life of the party. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. He owns some shop in Glenwood. But here's the interesting thing, and we had to remove the video today because it's a video from YouTube, but it's from a source that only let that video out as a pay-per-view video.
Okay.
So we removed it to make sure that we don't infringe on any of their rights. In other words, to make sure they don't infringe on our rights because they're upset. So we removed it, but there's a 2-hour interview with this guy from a group of people that run around and catch predators. So what these people did is pulled the old NBC show, when they catch people, and they talked to him for most of a year. And he finally, this guy, Frederick, according to the video, kind of let loose. And Frederick here thought he was talking to an 8-year-old. And was,
really?
Yes,
wow.
and was very sexual graphic. What's even worse is Frederick in the video admits that he abused his own daughter from age 4 to I don't remember what age. But I looked him up earlier on the portal, and he had 140,000, and I'm exaggerating, obviously, charges that were reduced down to, at conviction, 4 counts of rape 1, which he spent...
Only 4, yeah.
Only 4, which he spent 100 months in prison and is still on, what's it called, post-prison supervision.
Wow. So he's actually not in jail right now? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's not in prison. He is in jail because this online sexual corruption of a child goes to these predator catchers that set a snare for this guy.
Wow.
But yeah, he is presently in jail right now. But yeah, if you want to search that video out, we cannot put it on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. That doesn't mean we don't like the video. It's not us trying. It
just means we can't, yeah.
It just means we would like to protect our own asses.
Assets.
Assets, yeah, I'm sorry. I mispronounced
what are you talking about?
that. Assets.
Like we have any. Moving on, Mike, and this is our last one. And this was one that I kind of saved for the last because he was actually convicted.
He was convicted. 318 months, according to information that I've gotten. 318 months. And he's got a smile on his face.
That's weird looking. So this guy, and we talked about this in the last podcast that had the audio issues. So let's go ahead and talk about it again because this one kind of relates to a law known as Jessica's Law. So most people don't know what that means. So let's talk about Jessica's Law.
Under Oregon's Jessica Law, a defendant convicted of committing a first-degree sex-related offense such as rape, sodomy, kidnapping, and unlawful sexual penetration against a child who was under the age of 12 at the time of the offense must serve a minimum of 25 years in prison.
Now, I remember this one had some interesting math issues, Mike. Can you help explain with this one?
I'm not 100% sure, but he got 318 years, and what I was told by a family member of the victim was that it had something to do with the way they stacked all of these charges, and so they added the 18 months, just kind of because.
Okay.
But
anyway, he's not getting out anytime soon, is what I gather.
No, and the house he used to live in will be empty now for the people in the neighborhood that have occasionally called us on this show berated us.
Is that the
Facebook.
Guy? Yeah, okay.
That's the guy.
That's the guy, all right. So is that the one that lived near the park?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
That house will be for sale. If you're smart, the person that used to complain about this, go buy the house.
He's gone. So
he's got a bigger house now.
Well, here we go, Mike. So we've reached that point of the show, and I'm just going to put it up here now. So
it's like my little bit of torture every day. It's not 30. It's not 29.
Yeah, I don't know why the sound isn't working here.
I know. Just imagine.
Normally we just have suspenseful
Who
sound.
Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Music here, yeah.
Well, you're ruining my thought. I'm going to just go with something random.
15,
No,
14,
not 15.
13.
52. That's my guess.
52? Where do you come up with that number, Mike? I kid you not. Why?
Well, I mean, we usually have 20 or so every 2 weeks, so I'm just going with 52. I like that number.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always lose.
It's
so
really
who
not.
cares?
It's not the same without the music. So I really don't know what to say.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Is
Yeah.
Mike correct? 52. So you're saying, Mike, you think that we had 52 offenders through the Lane County Jail in just 8 weeks of time?
Really, Kevin, just seriously, let's get to the end of it so everybody can see I've lost. Let's just move on.
Okay,
I mean, you make this. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I'm always wrong. I can never.
Yeah.
I mean, I just guess at this. I can't keep track of it. I'm trying to remember what they
I
did.
thought you were keeping track there. So, Mike,
Where?
Let's find out.
Go ahead, whatever.
How many people have been through? How many sex offenders through the Lane County Jail? Holy crap, Mike, you're right. It was 50. How did you do that, Mike? I don't even know.
That was complete guess. I don't even know. I was just like, it seemed like a long time.
52 people literally through the Lane County Jail. Yeah. And do you have any other guesses as to how many that makes for the year so far, Mike?
I'm going to go with 205.
205
for the whole year. I mean, it's been a bunch.
Okay. I mean, did you just pull that number out of your butt or what? I mean,
I mean, backstage I did. That was earlier, but I mean, I don't win a prize for this one, so I'm probably right again.
Yeah. Well, by the way, just so people know, for that last one, you actually do win a Lane County Mugshots Uncensored coffee mug.
Yeah.
It's highly coveted. There are only like a few thousand in production.
There's like a million of them. Like, we bought them to sell to people, and like people started buying them, and then I like took home a box of them, and I'm like, I go to the coffee stand, I'm like, hey, you guys want a mug? And then my friends come by, I'm like, here, you want a mug? And
so Mike, actually, as a contestant on the show here, guessing the number of people that we talked about, won a Lane County Mugshots coffee mug. And actually, just to tell people, if you call that number on the bottom of your screen, we'll just give you a mug. I kid you not. It's really easy.
Not everybody. The first person.
The first person that calls.
First person to call.
That number with a legitimate. Yeah. The rule is that it has to be a legitimate question about mug shots or crime or something like
area.
that.
Not about aliens and UFOs. Right. I think we covered this one time in our great Beaver state.
541 255 3665. You can literally be part of the show. It's like Phil Donahue, you guys. It's
like
super
Phil, but
cool.
worse. And I always thought Phil was bad.
Does nobody even do that anymore? Anyway, Mike, you mentioned 205. The number actually is 198.
That's not bad.
You're not that far off. People through the Lane County Jail so far. So, and that takes us, and we have some comments, Mike. So,
my goodness, check this stuff out.
So
let's look at them.
Yeah, while we're sitting here and talking, let's go ahead and add these comments. So, Kevin Sides. I read that wrong. Literally every day, shaking my damn head. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The number of people through the Lane County Jail, sex offenders, is about one a day. Yep. So we also hear Mrs. Doodle Detective says, "Hey guys,
that's her legal name. I think I know her. She's, her.
Hey,
her
back to you. Yeah, we're cool. Stay golden, pony boys," says Thomas. I don't know how to say that name, but yeah, well.
See, people think that we just do this on purpose with sex offenders, but Thomas Beetlejuice, we're not making fun of your name. That's probably how it's pronounced.
And then Kevin Sides says, "What a name for an SO."
Sex offender.
Yeah, I know.
Or significant other. I'm not sure.
I think he was probably talking about Mr.
It could have been. We try to be careful, being somebody took offense to that without using Google as a map first.
Yeah. Well, Mike, so this actually does take us to the part of the show where we can start talking about some more recent events. So let's do this.
Oh, I thought it was a part of the show where we got snacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is recent, and this is important. It's probably the biggest topic in Lane County right now.
it is. This is Andrew Paul Geronimi. This is a man who, according to Michigan, in Dickinson County, he held a woman hostage in a domestic violence situation and then was arrested after a standoff and was put in jail. According to local news in Michigan, and we'll get up to what he did here, don't worry. We're just trying to give you a little background. So back to the Michigan stuff. So he's in jail in Michigan, and it's a pretty big deal. He's in a small area of Michigan, and the local Dickinson district attorney, as we call them, but she makes a statement. This one makes a statement, says, well, he's not going to get bail because of the domestic violence in his charges. And that's not a direct quote, but that's what she said, that he was not going to be able to get bail. Well, turns out, obviously, here he is in Lane County. He got bail. He got bail in May, if I remember right, without looking at any of this.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? I mean, here's the scary thing. So he was, let's see if we get on screen. There we go. He was in Michigan, and then he was in Oregon. What happened in between?
And you put that together. I remember that, like, you had figured that out, yeah.
Did. As soon as they released the name, I mean, so the event that we're going to talk about here in one moment, the event took place, started at near 6:30 in the morning on August 9th. But for the longest time, till about 5 or 6 o'clock that evening, I can't remember when, they released his name finally. And as soon as they did, I found out that this guy had had problems in Michigan and had jumped bail.
Oh,
and
wow.
Here he is. So he, and we're going to make this simple because we don't have a lot of facts. We can kind of read it as a story off of this.
There's not a lot of information here.
We know a lot of...
At the same time, we'll tell you what we know.
Yeah, we'll tell you what we know, but we're not going to try to tell you what we don't. We're not going to say this guy was peeking through a window if he wasn't.
Right.
But here's the thing. So he breaks into a house. He has a burglary charge. He breaks into a house. Somehow he gets the homeowner's gun. He, and not in particular order because we don't know, he kills this man's wife, who's a new mother. She has an 8-week-old baby, and somehow shoots the husband in the face, in his eye area. And then, so the husband, he's still aware. He's been shot in the head, and he gets on the phone and he calls police. Actually, Lane County Sheriff's Office shows up, and he tells him he's coherent. He's speaking to the sheriffs, and he's like, "This guy has my gun. I don't know where he is. He's not in the home anymore, but he left." Sheriffs find the deputies. Most people call them sheriffs anyway, but the deputies are outside and they find him. And also, I shouldn't say the deputies found him because Eugene was out there, Springfield was out there, and OSP was out there, along with Lane County Sheriff's Department. This was a big deal, and a lot of law enforcement came to help. But at any rate, so they locate him. He's in the bushes hiding and says something about, "I didn't do anything," which is the plea of everybody who does something.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But Kevin Side says, "Hang them by their cashews." And I actually edited what Kevin Side said for YouTube. But at any rate, so they get him and they put him in jail. They charge him. They charge him with a few things, and that changes right away. And eventually, what he gets is assault in the first degree, which is nearly killing somebody. Attempt to commit a crime, and this specific charge there means attempted murder, any degree of murder, or aggravated murder. Then we have murder in the first degree. We have murder in the second degree down here, but that was dropped.
Oh, okay.
So, because our deal keeps everything.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Then, so about, I don't know, he's been in jail for days, nearly a week, and suddenly an arson in the first degree charge shows up. with Eugene police being the arresting agency. And I know for some people who are wondering, well, how did they arrest him? He's already in jail. But basically what this reverts to is this is a Eugene Police Department case. And we have no information on this yet, and we hope that we will by tomorrow, and we will be able to give it to you on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored and explain to you what this arson charge is from. But we do know, number one, it was within, the Eugene area. It was arson, and it happened before August 9th. And I will say as a disclaimer, it could have happened August 9th, but only between 12 midnight and somewhere around 6 in the morning, which is not as probable. But what we're seeing here is that he is a suspect in an arson that obviously happened before he was in. Somebody was like, did he light his cell on fire? And while that's a really good guess, here's how things work. You know what I mean? So the way they work is if he'd lit his cell on fire, he'd be in trouble, but the arresting agency would be the Lane County Sheriff's Office, as that's their jail. So
those charges weren't related to that then.
So this charge, yes, is not only, so we know this charge is not about him being in jail. This charge is not about what he did to the young couple out on Highway 58. This is different.
The arson charge is different.
The arson charge has nothing to do. Well, it says Eugene, so it's not even from Michigan either.
We'll definitely keep up on this one.
And we do have a victim we'd probably like to mention.
Okay. So, yes, the victim being this guy. Yeah. And I don't have his name on here.
We don't have his name on there, which is horrible. And once again, we're back to names. This guy, we love this guy to death, and we hope the best for him. His wife was killed, and at this point, as far as I know, he can't see, and they're doing operations. But
that sucks.
I believe his name is Staten.
Yes, that's the name I saw in the message that you sent me earlier, Mike, and I just didn't include it here. So
this is one of the most recent. It came with the picture. We kind of diced it up and made it a little easier to read, but this nevertheless is from him word for word. Stanton says, I have to do surgery. We just went in to remove the bullet fragment out of my jaw, nasal, and eye socket area. It did explode in the back of my eye, but we were able to fix it. So now we have to wait for the swelling to go down and the stuff to heal up. But Dr. Haynes, thank you, Dr. Haynes, is pretty optimistic, and so I am that.
I really hope the best for you, fella.
This guy, you probably aren't listening, so maybe somebody you know, but we are on your side. If that family needs anything that we can do to help them, then this
the community
family
will rally.
This family needs to get a hold of us. But let me finish the last of it. It goes, he's optimistic, and so I am, that I will get my vision back in my eye and left side of face. He goes, left side of his face probably won't look exactly the same, but he's okay with that. Well, long as he gets to see his son, who was unharmed in this whole thing.
Wow, so that's amazing. Well, he's really actually pretty. He could be very bitter right now, and it sounds like he's just really trying to get back to his.
He's trying to move
family
on
and his life, and
I don't think I could be this strong to be, laying there in my hospital bed,
and knowing what just happened.
Well, like my wife's dead and I'm in the hospital. I think I would be like, I don't want to.
I'd be horrified.
I'd be like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And this guy is just stronger than hell. He's up and he's positive and he just wants to see his son.
This is the pillar of the community right now. I mean, this is the guy who's like, we were totally behind you, so and hoping the best.
We are, yes.
We have so much, Mike, and we're going to try to power through.
We are. We're almost in an hour.
Yes, I know. But this guy here was also another one that we added to the docket. Michael Wayne Vincent has been involved in a vehicle theft, and the suspect here was shot. So, do you know anything about this one, Mike? Or?
I do.
Yeah.
And I can read it, but I mean, it's actually funnier if I read it.
Okay, go for it, man.
According to the Lane County Sheriff's Office, and I will tell you, coincidentally, this isn't his mugshot from the incident because he's still in.
I think
the
I had
hospital.
to grab that, from something else.
Yeah, but it's on the 14th of this month, shortly after 8 a.m., deputies responded to the 11300 block of East Mapleton Road. This is in Mapleton.
Yes, if you might gather, yeah.
Well, there's townies here that have no idea. After receiving a report that an unknown male was trying to steal a motorcycle from the location, a resident confronted the male with a handgun. The male was shot in the leg before deputies could arrive. Once on scene, deputies and medical personnel were able to detain and stabilize the male for transport to an area hospital. The male was identified as 25-year-old Michael Wayne Vincent. His condition is currently unknown. This investigation is still in early stages, and additional details will be released when they become available.
Yeah.
But still, this has been a huge discussion on Uncensored.
Oh, has it? Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, he's going to go to jail. He shot somebody," because you can only shoot people if they threaten your life. It doesn't say this guy didn't threaten that guy's life, and in fact, it also doesn't say that the homeowner or the person on the motorcycle in any way just shot him because he was stealing. This person very well may have been rushed at him or something. Yeah. Shot in the leg, though. I mean, I think Michael Wayne Vincent. It sounds like a Hollywood name. He should be in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Let's see, who is that guy's name? Michael something Vincent.
Yeah, he should totally capitalize on that for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so he got shot in the leg, and as many people said, he probably won't be running to do this soon.
Probably not. Yeah. Okay. And then we also have this guy, which is Lee Samuel Ellis, and there was a house fire, and the suspect is in custody. Do you know anything about this?
I do. I even know more than what's written here.
Oh, okay, well, just hit us with it, man.
Well, what I can tell you is he had a restraining order from a relationship with a woman that he had a child with, at least one child. But he went over there, and this was the 4600 block of Scottsdale Street. And from what I heard, not what the police have said, but I heard that he poured gasoline or some other flammable item down a vent tube on top of the house and lit it on fire. At any rate, I'll read what they said, but he was never even supposed to be at the house. It goes on 8/13/21. Just after 9 p.m., so it's still light outside. Lane County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to the 4600 block of Scottdale Street regarding what was believed to be an arson that just occurred. While on scene, deputies were able to develop probable cause that 46-year-old Lee Samuel Ellis set a residence on fire after a reported dispute with a family member.
So don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
A court restraining order currently prohibits Ellis from going to the involved residence. Other family members were inside the home when Ellis started the fire. Ellis then fled the scene. A Lane County Sheriff's deputy spotted Ellis around 12:30 a.m. on the 14th. Ellis was non-compliant and challenged the deputies to a fight.
Ooh. Challenge you to a duel.
Yeah, do a duel. We'll need to scroll up.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure thing,
I'm like,
Mike.
and we're done.
Whoops. When you said scroll, it actually wound up doing some other things. So let me go back
No
here.
worries.
Yeah, doggone it. We got to fire those interns.
I know.
Again.
KCI, please stop giving us your interns. We're just kidding around. We love KCI.
Yep.
We love KCI. At any rate, Ellis was non-compliant and challenged deputies to a duel. Well, it says fight, but I'm going to say duel. A taser was deployed, and he was ultimately taken into custody. Ellis was transported to Lane County Jail, where he was lodged on charges including violation of a restraining order, resisting arrest, and interfering with police. The arson portion of this incident remains under investigation, and additional charges are being reviewed. Anyone with information about this case is asked to contact the Lane County Sheriff's Office at 541-682-4150 and then press option 1. Something coincidental.
Did it again. Sorry.
That's okay. Something coincidental about Samuel or Lee Samuel Ellis is he is currently in jail with his son.
Oh, weird. Well, what's up
there? And then I also heard there's another Ellis in there that may be Lee's brother, but that's not for sure. But Brett Ellis is in there, and that's Lee's son. So, the family that is incarcerated together.
Stays together.
No, they eat crappy food together.
There you go.
That's all I could come up with.
Good stuff, yeah.
We must have more.
Yeah, well, we do. I can't believe how much stuff we have, Mike. It's crazy. But also moving on to this story here was a shooting that happened, and I'm hoping you know more about this one, too. I just did the graphic for that.
I don't know that much about this. I mean, other than what we have here, and it says the shooting was reported at 12:51 a.m. August 14th, and Eugene police responded. A man had been shot at a residence in northwest Eugene. The suspect was reported to have fled in a vehicle. Eugene Springfield Fire EMS responded, and the vehicle was taken to a local hospital for treatment of life-threatening injuries. Central Lane 911 dispatch relayed updated information to all units as well as to local law enforcement agencies. Eugene police located the suspect in Junction City, and he was arrested at 1:21 a.m., which that's not even bad time. There is no ongoing threat to the public. Arrested was Ronnie Darrell Mays, age 24. He is in jail currently on attempted murder in the second degree, assault in the first degree with a firearm, and unlawful use of a weapon.
Imagine, Mike, what would have happened if he had stayed home. I'm just kind of like trying to like think what that might have been like.
He could have drank a 40 of Old English and caught up on all his old episodes of Matlock.
And still been home the next day. Yes, I know.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, so moving on, we also wanted to bring up this story. This is kind of, I don't know how you want to put it, but it's been out there.
It has. This guy, I mean, the story is that this guy stole a bike, and some concerned citizen who's out filming crows saw this happen and decides to chase him on some, badass electric scooter.
I know. Yeah,
I mean, and this thing hauls ass. And at one point in the film, the suspect is like, "Well, you're a battery scooter," and this guy's like, "A full battery power. I can do this all day long." Yeah. At any rate,
we actually have some video from this.
We do.
Mike, so if
let's see some of it. I mean, this is
if
great.
I can do it here.
Scooter boy versus I'm going to steal your kid's bike.
Yeah, let's see if I can actually bring this up because it doesn't seem to want to do it.
And keep in mind, we just fired the.
We fired the intern.
So it's all done.
Whoops, that's not the one we wanted. We wanted
52.
We wanted this one right here.
I'm just kidding.
And let's play the video.
Let's see it.
So this is about the time that the guy realizes that the dude stole the bike. So he's like, I'm after your ass.
Watch how quick this scooter catches up. This is no, little play school scooter.
Yeah, I know. I mean...
That guy's pedaling for his life, and we're catching him.
Yeah.
Well, not we, but,
the guy behind, yeah.
Looks like we. Look at this. He almost crashed.
Yeah.
That would have ended right there.
Yeah, he totally could have... Oh, man. Hauling ass there, man.
No, this guy is probably going faster than actual traffic is.
Yeah.
And this guy, watch him. He's going to start looking. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being followed.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got to listen.
It was my bike, he says.
Stop.
He's like,
Stop.
It was my bike to begin with.
So that's why he's pedaling even faster, because he's like, It's my bike. Oops. Got kind of slowed down here.
I know. Look, looks like he's getting away. But
yeah, I know.
Don't forget that this is the Ferrari of scooters.
Oh my God. Oops. Yeah. You can even hear it.
I know.
Yep.
And that guy's like,
Oh,
crap.
shit.
Just stop. You stole the bike. Just stop. Look at that. I got a full battery. Cool. I have a full battery. You ain't going nowhere. Stop.
This guy pulls a BMX move here in a second. Watch his left foot.
You're also being filmed.
This is when he knows the gig is up.
Yeah, there we go. Right foot. Douchebags the guy on the scooter.
I want the bike back.
It's not yours.
Anyway, that's pretty much the scoop of it right there.
Yeah,
and that was like, wow. You know, so like if you're gonna steal stuff here in Lane County or anywhere else, probably you never know when someone's gonna be like,
Yeah, got the Ferrari
the
scooter.
Ferrari of bikes and the camera, man. I mean, like
and a
he's-
GoPro. I mean, come on, this guy got
You're
screwed.
definitely hosed there, yeah. So
So here's what's funny: is this video you just watched is 3 weeks old.
Okay, man.
This happened 3 weeks ago. So eventually, I'd never seen the video, but eventually somebody shares it to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. And I see it, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. People start reporting the video. We don't care. Then immediately a member recognizes this guy, and he goes, well, that's, Townsend. He's in jail right now. So understand the video took
we
place.
talked about him earlier.
We
did
did,
not?
didn't I say we'd get back to him?
I think I remember that, Mike.
And there we go. He's a sex offender, too.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
So he's just really out there just being a real community pillar.
Pillar of the community, yeah. So this guy steals a bike. Scooter Boy chases him down and gets the video. 3 weeks this video's up. Nobody identifies the guy, and nothing happens. Eventually, one of the members of Lane County Mugshots shares it to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. Within a few minutes, another member identifies this guy. He's like, hey, hold on. This guy just got arrested a few days back. Pretty sure it's Townsend. Posts the picture up. Next thing I know, I've been asked to look and see if I can figure out who owned the bike. I track it down. I call Brails because the guy that filmed it gave the video to Brails. And then I found out why, because one of the waitresses or cooks, I don't know, somebody working there, it was their son who had this bike stolen.
Interesting.
So I got a hold of them. I gave them the detective who had seen the video on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored and hooked him up. And as you can see here in the picture, those 3 highlighted charges are the charges that he got.
Wow.
Want me to quickly read the little EPD thing here?
Please
and
do,
we'll
Mike.
move on.
Yeah, mhm.
So now we'll go to what officially EPD said. On August 13th, 2021, Eugene Police Property Crimes detectives observed a video of a bike theft that was posted to YouTube and shared online. Police received information that the bystander who recorded the video happened to be in the area when they observed the suspect, Alan Clayton Townsend, age 33, of Eugene, steal a bicycle from outside Braille's restaurant at 1689 Willamette Street. Townsend subsequently rode off on the bike, and the bystander followed on an electric scooter, probably made by Ferrari,
Yeah, right.
and is observed in the video telling Townsend several times to stop the bike. The bystander continued to follow Townsend towards campus. Townsend eventually dismounted from the bike, tripping the bystander while also falling to the ground, and is then viewed aggressing the bystander before fleeing from the location on foot. The bystander returned the bike to the location and victim from where it was stolen. Townsend was in custody at the Lane County Jail after a previous arrest for
Something else.
Yeah, for not reporting as a sex offender. And he was subsequently charged with the theft of second degree, recklessly endangering another person, and harassment. As a reminder, the Eugene Police wants to caution the public on the dangers of approaching and following an unknown suspect, and to contact police immediately if a crime is observed. Nevertheless, we're not taking any credit away from this guy, but I mean that is a wise thing to note. Is this turned out well? It could turn out bad. I mean,
could have, yes.
This guy, I mean, who knows him? But he could have had a gun. He could have shot this guy on the scooter. Could have attacked him with a knife. Could have beat him with the scooter.
It is dangerous to take the law into your own hands. I do applaud the effort, absolutely. At the same time, I don't necessarily encourage it for others.
I can't encourage this, but I mean, kudos to Scooter Boy. That was awesome.
Yeah, totally. It's amazing, Mike, really, that something so simple to this guy, like he probably just thought he was out there and was going to steal a bike, and it was all the wrong circumstances. It was literally... Yeah, but anyway.
Well, and as somebody mentioned, he's wearing a Bengals shirt, so
yeah,
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's probably what I'm sure that's what hosed him. So
or was it the Broncos? They said Bengals. It kind of looked like Broncos colors, but I'm not a sports fan. It wasn't the Uvo Ducks, so it doesn't matter.
This one coming up here, Mike, this is a little bit older news, but it's still worthy of re-mentioning. This was on our podcast.
It is. This we mentioned on the what we call the Echo episode.
Yes, the Echo, the lost episode.
we were in a bottom of a well, and Timmy couldn't find us. But this guy here, who's been affectionate. Never mind. Yeah. This guy here. And this says today. This was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So let's just go with a suspect was attempted to locate. They were attempting to locate a suspect for menacing APA, which means that this was a domestic, and a warrant. He was spotted while driving near River Road and Division Avenue. Eugene Police Patrol officers, detectives, and Lane County Sheriff's Office attempted to locate Gent, or I'm calling him Gent. Gent was observed driving recklessly and endangering the public and law enforcement officers in the area. Gent was weaving through traffic, and he made an illegal pass, overcorrected, and was involved in a single vehicle rollover crash in the 1400 block of Green Acres Road near the Walmart at about 12:47 that day. He was taken into custody and transported to a local hospital for evaluation. He will be charged with menacing APA, reckless driving, reckless endangering, elude, tampering with evidence. The crash photograph I would like to mention.
We should.
We really should. By someone I've never heard of before.
Who is this guy, Mike?
Who is Matt Templeton? This picture. Templeman, I'm sorry. Matt Templeman took the photo.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Matt is
some guy. Yeah, you may have heard his name before.
Yeah, he's a weekday anchor at KZI. He's a great guy. He contributes to the group once in a while, which I mean. He's a busy guy. He's got to anchor KZI all day.
Sure, yeah, right. And we had people actually comment on this one. They thought that that looked like a body there in front of the car.
Oh my gosh, people were reporting this. Yeah, I remember now. People, there's a body in this. And I'm like, that's not a body. It just happens to be a pair of pants, some shoes, and a shirt, which landed
looks
in
that
the
way.
right order.
Yeah.
But that was awesome.
Wasn't that? Yeah.
But hey, could we remind people super quick that they could call us if they wanted?
Absolutely.
I mean,
the way to call us is real simple. You have to have a phone, but when you have one of those, you can call 541-255-3665 and be part of the show. It's like we really wish you would do that because
ask questions.
We get tired of talking to each other.
Stump us.
Right. Ask questions, comments, whatever, So related to this particular item, we did have a comment in the group. I have to say that it is kind of funny. So
that is a good one.
Yeah, dude's going places, not good places, but still places. So
thank you, Chet. We're glad you got your bus back, Chet.
We also wanted to bring this one up. This was posted in the group very recently, and it actually brings about some pretty interesting topics. So let me go to that slide so we can check that out. So this car was broken into here.
It was. I can't read any of it from here because I'm 7,000 years old.
Yeah, but anyway, I can't read it either, Mike. It's pretty small.
So this is useless.
But no, it's not useless. But really, what happened is that the person that posted this in Facebook in our group wound up kind of catching some grief because it was like, well, did you leave stuff out? So
they
it
had
wound up being
Walmart bag, and their wallet was in it, their planner, their purse. A lot of stuff was in this car, and I believe, if I remember right, they had pulled over to do hiking, and so they put all this stuff in the trunk. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to haul this with you? I mean, there were other things they were doing during the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, the main thing that I had to redo this whole thread is because people were like, "You're dumb. You shouldn't put your stuff in your car. Hey, you should know." And
they sounded just like that, I bet.
They did, except for there was banjos playing in the background,
of course,
which I can't imitate, or maybe I can't. But at any rate, so people just berated her. I mean, and here's the deal. I know good and well that 99.9% of the people berating her have left valuables in their car.
Of course they have.
You get situations.
We've all done it. God.
I mean, people go to Hobo Beach and they're at the coast for the weekend. They've got their possessions in the car. They put them in the trunk and they go hike down Hobbit and they get their I mean, here's the thing, people. This stuff happens, and berating somebody for it, no matter what, pretty sure that this woman already knows that she got her stuff stolen because it was in her car.
Guess
and
what? Oh,
telling
my.
her is much like anybody saying, "Wow, did you look at your Facebook picture? You look like a troll and a marmot mated."
Where's the compassion and the empathy? You
don't need to state the obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, there are no Captain Obviouses in my group, so unless that's your real name, shut the hell up. These people already know. They're posting on your saying
63,000 people. I'm sure there's a Captain Obvious or two.
No, there isn't. There is a Captain Amazing.
Oh, well, we need to get a hold of that.
That is
person
his real
sure,
name,
yeah.
and we're up to 64,800 people. So
thank you, Mike. Yeah, we're catching up. I think we are the largest Facebook group in Lane County.
Probably, unless there's some. Well, never mind.
Yeah, we had this slide from last time, Mike. I wanted to make sure that we brought it up because this has been a pretty hot topic, I would say, here in Lane County.
Yes, Faith Miranda Rhodes. She was back in jail again with felony possession of a weapon, felony parole violation, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle twice, unlawful possession of methamphetamine. Faith was
if you remember,
yeah, she was pretty well known for being sentenced for stealing a car that had a baby in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went to prison, and she didn't stay very long because they dropped the kidnapping charge, so she had no Measure 11 charges, and she was there for less than a year, got out, and in less than a year she's in trouble again, and people are like, well, she's so young, she made a mistake. This is like her third batch of mistakes.
Yeah, she's done
I mean, what I'm saying is she needs help, but this mistake thing, that's quit saying that. I mean, that's coloring outside the lines. That's accidentally dropping an egg on your way to the counter. I mean, a mistake is using salt instead of pepper. These aren't mistakes. These are choices. And just because she may be addicted to drugs doesn't mean that her mind isn't working. She's not a zombie.
Yeah.
These are actual choices that she has made. There are plenty of people that are doing meth that aren't stealing cars with babies in them.
I would say, because otherwise we'd be hearing about them. But
yes.
So good point, Mike.
But we can move on. But she was big. She had, like I said, she had stolen a car with a baby in it and wrecked it and ran from the wreckage.
Yeah, I totally remember that podcast. We actually talked about her in depth. Yeah. And then we also had this guy here, Darren Lee Woods, and I know this is a little bit old information, not too old, but still, we wanted to make sure we covered it.
Yeah, he was released on bail July 29th. He's awaiting trial on February, which is the second month, February 22nd, 2022. And if we could put more twos in that, we would. But
right.
His bail, we believe, was set at $250,000, requiring $25,000 for release. And that, I believe, was after it was reduced. Nevertheless,
so somebody ponied up the money and
somebody,
out, so
we could get into that, but somebody paid his bail, and he's on electronic surveillance, which means he's wearing an ankle bracelet and has to check in. We don't know, once a week, once a month, once a day. We have no idea.
If you want to know more about this guy, watch some of our previous podcasts. I know we covered him in depth on a couple of different episodes back when he was also on the run, and then when he had been caught. So
in California.
Yeah. Mike, this slide here, I didn't mean to include it, but it basically is just a reminder that starting on January 1, we will not be getting the photos for the inmates, but we'll do everything we can to make sure that you know at least what they used to look like.
And that is what you're going to look at. And I had somebody the other day ask me, well, are you going to have a male and a female one? And I mean, first off, it's 2021, and this male-female thing is a contentious thing to talk about.
Sure.
But what I want to tell you is that could be Macaulay Culkin.
I'm going to say...
Or Ellen DeGeneres.
You got it, Mike. That's who I was going to go with.
So how do you know?
Really.
So I'm just going to tell you right now, that is the picture.
Yeah.
And if you think that's a guy, I dare you to put a silhouette of Ellen DeGeneres next to this.
Next to that. And
tell me that's not nearly exactly her. And we're not making fun of her. She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna have no mugshots.
We
soon.
won't.
It's a law. There were several Oregon senators who will remain unnamed who decided this would be a good idea because photographs are at the very beginning of somebody's path down to being tried.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was arrested in 2004. My mugshot was published, and I hadn't done anything, and it was all dropped. It's not just nothing happened. I swear I was innocent. It wasn't, and
I would say
I don't even care.
We've kind of talked about this a little bit before, but if we can just again for a minute or two, my particular opinion is that I really understand the nature of the law being related to if somebody has been arrested for their very first time for something, and if they wind up being not guilty or their charges are dropped or whatever, if their mugshot still appears, well, yeah, now it's going to make it hard for them to go and get a job and things like that. So their very first time through makes kind of sense to me that unless they're convicted, maybe we wouldn't want to show that photo.
It does, but once you've got the Lane County Jail Gold Card Frequent Flyer Miles card, which does not exist, by the way, but once you've been arrested that many times for the same things, we just need to publish your mugshot. I mean, the community needs to know. But here's the good news that I can tell viewers is with most of these people that are going to be arrested.
Oops.
Wow.
Yeah.
It blew me away. But most of these people that are arrested, we probably have a mugshot of them back in the
We do, and we're going to post them,
And we're going to post them until someone tells us we can't. We'll the law doesn't cover it.
We'll find their Facebook photos. We'll find whatever. So, however, the show must go on.
I know. We're at an hour and 22
Well,
minutes.
I'm just saying, though, that even after January 1, doesn't mean that Mike and I won't be here with stuff to share. So
yeah, if we've got somebody's mugshot from 6 months ago, you're going to get to see their face.
Yeah. So this is what I was going to do, Mike. It's our Neighborhood Watch segment. And the idea here, let's start this over. There we go.
Hey, that wasn't as much of a surprise as it was the first time.
Yeah, when you know it's coming. The Neighborhood Watch tip that we wanted to give you was the idea that you need to check your cameras. So if you have cameras and you think, oh boy, so I'm covered, I've got cameras. Well, what I hear often from law enforcement when they're going to check videos is that a lot of times people will get their cameras and they'll be the newfangled thing. They'll get them up and running, and for the first couple of months, checking the videos and stuff like that, and then they kind of forget about it. It's like not as cool as it was when they first bought the system, right? And so, or whatever the case may be, your batteries go low or things like that, or
your lenses get dirty. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, well, you're really coming up with the right ideas there, Mike. Here's a camera here. What we're talking about. And if you're not maintaining your system and not making sure that it's actually capturing and recording videos when the cops do come along and they're hoping to find some evidence for, a crime that happened in your neighborhood, you may not have the video that you thought you had. So that's
true.
Yeah. So that's really what that's all about. So yeah, for sure. So that's our neighborhood watch tip for the podcast, and that takes us to woohoo! my favorite. What's in Mike's hand?
What is in my hand?
This has kind of become my favorite part of the show, Mike, because
It is.
yeah,
There's that beautiful
the
mug
Mr.
which you can
Guest.
purchase from our website.
Or you just by calling us, you could
I
get
know.
one for free.
I know. All you got to do is call. Nobody
Yeah.
even called.
Yeah.
So, no mug for you.
Yeah,
no soup either.
No mug for you. But Mike, what you've been sipping on something there for the last hour and a half? What might it be?
Well, it should have been gin and juice, I guess, because that would have just rolled out so nicely
I'm
for
sure
a
it
podcast.
will, but no.
But here's what we have, and it's something I've sipped on before, is Macallan Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Gold Double Cask. This is rather expensive.
That's the good stuff.
Which is why we only do podcasts once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
'Cause this would kill us.
Rumor has it that the drummer of a famous Canadian rock trio enjoyed the Macallan as a regular
Sure, but I wouldn't.
evening treat.
I wouldn't really rush to, tell everybody that.
would, yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Ba-dum.
Nice. And that then will take us on to the next part of our show. So let's go.
What is the
over
next
there.
part of our show, Kevin?
Whoa.
We're already over by 22
we're getting very
minutes.
close to the end, guys.
Which I
so,
just want to
yeah.
remind our one listener we have right now is this.
All of our fan needs to know.
Is that unlike the news, any of the news, if we've got more news, we just keep going.
we don't stop.
I mean, the regular news is like, crap, we got to stop now.
Give me some of that Macallan,
Oh,
Mike,
yeah,
so because unlike the regular news,
Hit
we
me.
can also. But
Hit
up
me
on the
one
scr-
more time. Yeah, Brittany.
On the screen here, we also have
Free Brittany. No, I'm sorry.
Yes. Lane County Mugshots Lost and Found is a group, also part of our network, but
It is.
but not necessarily run by us. Cheryl runs that.
Cheryl runs it.
And she does a really good
Oh,
job of
man.
it, and we thank her for it. If you just go to, this here shows Bing, but nobody uses that. Go to
Nobody
Google.
uses Bing.
Go to Google. Just type Lane County Lost and Found, and you're going to find this group. It's the largest Facebook group in Lane County, dedicated
Lost
to
and
for
Found,
Lost
yes.
and Found. Yep. And here's another picture here so people can see. That's 16.4K members that are checking out this.
So you made this graphic earlier today, but
Well,
actually,
what are we up to now, Mike?
We're at
Yeah.
16.5 now.
That's significant, yeah. And here's an example of why and how this works, because here we have this lost kitty, and Penny, can't say the last name, has been trying to find the owner of this cat over in I'm trying to remember the South
Bertelsson
area. Yeah, for weeks now. This boy has been missing his owner. And so we're trying to find out, and I did contact her even this evening just to see if he was still missing his owner. And so if by chance, if you don't, if this isn't your cat, but you might be interested, you might want to connect with Penny, because I think that she's been considering taking him over to Green Hill, but probably has tried not to.
So I just wanted to mention about our Lost and Found is that it's one of the reasons it's Lane County's biggest Lost and Found is we are really no nonsense. We do not allow public service messages, nothing. Content may only be about lost and found pets, farm animals, and items that were either lost or found in Lane County only.
So
That's it.
yeah, it's a no nonsense group.
It's super
for sure.
no nonsense. And if you read through the rules, I mean, the only things we don't allow: prescription items, illegal and legal drugs and their paraphernalia. I mean, you lose your bong, I'm really sorry. This is not the site for you. We just want to stay
Go to
out of trouble.
Craigslist, I guess, for that.
Go to Craigslist and go like, dude, my bong's gone.
My bong's gone, yeah.
But it's a no nonsense, and I think that's part of the reason for the attraction
and the success of the group, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And that even takes us now to the other goodness that we wanted to tell folks about. So right here is our website, LaneCountyMugshots.com, or LC Mugs if you don't want to type all that in. But you could catch all of this kind of action here, including former stars of TV shows. They're all there. The other things that we have on our site, shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs. The shot glass isn't here, but we're certainly thinking about it.
We'd like to.
Also want to remind folks other ways to listen to us. Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, the podcast, can be listened to on Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and our very own Eugene Talk Radio. Also YouTube and Facebook.
This next slide you might want to skip.
Yeah, I'm going to skip this next slide because it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Our next podcast is in the future. But yes, definitely catch us on LaneCountyMugshots.com or LCMugs.com. And that really takes us, Mike, to the end of our show. So, yeah, that's it.
It's been an hour and a half show. I mean, go ahead and tell me. I love KCI to death. Those folks are chasing news like nobody else in our community. But you know what? When it's 7 o'clock, they're done.
They're done, and so are we. Thanks, guys, for watching us.
Oh yeah,
we love you. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace out.